Hey guys, Hailey Lain aka Key Black here. Welcome back to another episode of Off the Cuff, and today, once again, continuing along the same vein, talking about G Gundam. Today, I want to talk about episode 3, which is the introductory episode for Sai Saishi, the representative of Neo-China. Neo-China, for the Gundam fight in G Gundam. Okay, so Neo-China's episode is absolutely hilarious. So the episode kind of opens up with this serious scene where it's like this kind of shady figure telling whoever the Gundam fighter is also a shady figure that like the entire, fate of the Shaolin Temple rests on his shoulders. Neo-China's fate rests on his shoulders. It's like, it's up to you. Take this very seriously. And it kind of seems like this very, yes sir, very, very serious kind of, mature, formal kind of setting. And so like my first impression of whoever the Gundam fighter for Neo-China was gonna be like, okay, I guess he's gonna be this very no nonsense, all business kind of guy. He's not. If you guys haven't watched G Gundam, this episode is so much fun because the representative of Neo-China, he's voiced by Kappei Yamaguchi. Is the first thing I noticed about him because this is what I do when I'm watching something. Half the time I'm just like listening. Is there a voice actor that I can recognize and be like, hey, is that X from Y? Of course, the upshot of that is usually I'll end up missing something because I'm so focused on trying to recognize the voice. But it's a habit I'm trying to break. So I recognize Kappei Yamaguchi. What I loved about his performance, by the way, is that like over the course of the series, I kind of stopped hearing Kappei Yamaguchi and I just started hearing Sai Saishi. His performance in this is so much, it's so nice and refreshing compared to me having been used to hearing him as Usopp and Kudo Shinichi. I'm getting away from myself though. So Sai Saishi is a little kid, and he is in fact the current heir to the Shaolin Temple that the representatives of the Shaolin Temple are trying to, raise and groom him into being the proper master of one day. They also are kind of hoping that, hey, if we can send our guy as the representative, maybe we can restore the Shaolin Temple to its former glory. Sai Saishi seems to have absolutely no interest in this. He's got like, he's not taking it seriously. He's just kind of like, well, on my way to Earth, my Gundam got separated from me. This is a pickle. Hey, you there, you in the core lander. Can I hitch a ride? Yeah, we're going the same way, right? I'm just gonna hop on. Yeah, thanks for the ride, buddy. What's so much fun too is like before we even see Sai Saishi himself, aside from that very brief, kind of glimpse of him in the intro, we're first introduced to the two monks who are from the Shaolin Temple who are actually asking Domon to go take out their representative because apparently Sai Saishi, the representative of Neo-China, has decided to go become a gang leader and has been using the Dragon Gundam from Neo-China to wreak havoc on the local area, just, for petty personal gain and stuff. And they're deeply ashamed of this. They're like, hey, can you go take this guy out? Well, Domon, in true Domon fashion, on the surface of it, not interested. I just want to know, like, have you seen this man? That's the only thing I care about. So they're like, we see. In that case, if you were to refuse, we'll do this, and they jump over, and they've been super polite and super formal this whole time, but they go over, they hold a knife up to Rain, and so what should be kind of this tense, like, whoa, are these guys bad guys kind of moment, like, it's not. Rain is just like, guys, can you put that away? And Domon's like, fine, I guess I'll go do it. So on the way over to challenge this apparently dastardly Sai Saishi, Domon unwittingly encounters the actual Sai Saishi in the road, and Sai's like, yeah, I think I'm just gonna hitch a ride with you. I'm going this way, not letting on that he's actually the Gundam fighter. And it's so much fun because the rest of this entire episode is basically Sai tricking and, deceiving Domon into allowing him to get into a position where he can reclaim his Dragon Gundam, which had been stolen from him. It starts with him basically saying, hey, big brother, Aniki, can you wait here for a second? I'm gonna go check something out. I'm gonna scope it out. He goes to the guards and basically says like, hey, you wanna get the credit for capturing that guy? Gets Domon captured, basically goes in as like, the guy who helped enable the guy's capture. Domon's thrown into the brig. Sai shows up like, hey, don't get mad at me. I had to do it in order to get in here. Here, as proof that I'm on your side, I'll leave the gate open. And then he apparently walks away. Domon's like, huh, gets out, looks to the right, Sai's waiting right there with a shit-eating grin, and he goes, the prisoners escaped! but Sai manages to get his Dragon Gundam back, and this thing has such a freaking cool design. It's like, it's got these sleeves kind of designed like coiling dragon heads, and so sometimes the heads themselves look like cuffs around the robot's fists, but other times the dragon heads extend, and it's like these long snake-like appendages that bite and snap, and it's so cool. And it kind of, his fighting style kind of changes between that and using these big banner type flags made of flame to deceive the enemy and kind of make him think like, oh, where am I coming from? You can't tell which one's me. It's a really fun fighting style, and it really gets the better of Domon. There's this great kind of standoff that they get to at the end. Domon seems to have Sai's robot kind of, you know, in the palm of his burning, or his shining finger, and the only thing that stops him from landing the finishing blow is the two monks show up again, and they're like, we wouldn't do that if we were you. This match is a draw. And so Domon goes like, what are you talking about? Huh! Sai's hair whip on his robot is wrapped around Domon's neck and is threatening to slice the robot's head off. It's like, it's such a cool standoff. The episode kind of ends on that note, like the fight's a draw. Sai turns out to be kind of a nice guy in spite of being this little tricksy kid. And it kind of has one of those unlikely friend vibes as the episode comes to a close. And I'm really enjoying that because that's kind of becoming a pattern here. And it becomes a real pattern here across the first 5 episodes. So guys, thanks so much for listening and for watching. I'll cap this episode off here, and I'll see you guys in the next one, where we will discuss the representative of Neo France, Monsieur Georges Descent, who is another one of my personal favorite characters in G Gundam. I will see you guys then.